All right, guys, welcome back to the channel. Just wanted to take some time to go over what's happening here in today's trade, and just to give you an idea as to what I'm currently doing. Let's just pray. God, we just thank you again for another opportunity to trade, another day of opportunities, of profits. Lord, we just ask that you'll be with anyone watching this video. May they understand the concepts. May it help them to improve in their trading journey. May we all continue to be successful. We thank you and we love you. Amen. All right, guys. Before I go on, let me just mention to you guys that since I'm off TradingView Minds, I do occasionally post on my Instagram. I actually have two Instagrams. Bear with me because I'm not very tech savvy right now. The first one is Auber Strategy. That's the first Instagram. And then the other Instagram that you can actually follow is one called Chris Auber. So it's K-R-I-S and then A-U-B-E-R. So Chris Auber, K-R-I-S-A-U-B-E-R. And the next one is Auber Strategy. I'll do my best to actually post more. This week, I actually posted a couple of my entries and my exit and the rationale for being out of the trade. So just wanted to put that out there. All right, so on with today's business. So as you can see, I'm showing you a live view of the charts. And I'm also showing you in my right-hand column, just some of the hilarious comments and the strategies that people are employing. Just so you know, on my Instagram, I posted that I did exit out of my post. I actually exited right here at my yellow line this morning. I posted, and I'm actually out of the market right now. I'm out of the market because I'm waiting for another buy. Now, all of this craziness, I saw one guy post that he was actually taking a sell, and he actually took the sell from down in this region. The market shot right up and broke Monday's high. Okay, so I know unless he has some serious margin, he would have been completely liquidated. Okay. One of the things that I've always said before is that I do not trade news. I don't trade news. I don't trade the market open, which means I don't go in when the market opens. I'm usually in the market before or I'm out of the market. Okay. And the reason for that is that the price is too volatile. Okay. A lot of people are reacting, to whatever news is coming out. They're just reacting to their emotions and everything. And they jump in at trades at the wrong time. And as such, they get liquidated. And as soon as they get liquidated, the trade goes back in the direction that they thought it was going. So it's always best to wait for your setups. I've always said to you guys, and I've always maintained that the market only trades structure. News only creates volatility within an already established structure. Okay. So right here, guys, this is the wrong place to try and enter the market right here. Okay. As you know, my strategy is I enter on my higher lows, I exit on my higher highs. In the event that the market actually makes a lower high, like it's currently doing on the 2-hour, okay, I still take my profits and I wait for the next higher low. Okay, so right here at this point in time, you have no business trying to get into a trade right now. Absolutely no business trying to get into a trade right now. And that is why I mentioned to you guys, I took my profit, and I'm trying to find my post that I did on Instagram this morning. Instagram this morning. Yes, I actually posted this morning, 3 hours ago. I actually exited my trade. So I took my profit. Okay. And now I'm waiting for my next entry. So I cannot enter a buy from this point because the market is currently at a higher high. Now, I already know that the market is making higher lows to higher highs. That's a given. That's the only guarantee that the NASDAQ gives, is that it constantly makes higher lows to higher highs. Okay? So if I know that the market makes higher lows to higher highs, I have no business trying to enter a buy from a higher high point. Even if this pushes up from here, from this point, guess what? You know what? It's not going to be sustained, because when the retracement comes back, the retracement is going to take you out. Okay? So it's always best to wait. Now, I've said for years that the market does the same things every single day. So it's very hilarious when I see people posting on TradingView Minds. Oh, the market is going to do one of two things today. Well, duh, the market only does two things every single day. It either buys or it either sells. So you coming out and saying, oh, it's either going to buy or it's either going to sell. You're not a genius. You're not saying anything that's new. That's all the market does every single day. Now, what you have to do is to determine where the buy ends and where the sell ends. And then if you're going to buy, you enter where the sell ends. And if you're going to sell, you sell where the buy ends. Now, because the instrument that we're talking about, the NASDAQ 100, is 100% bullish, it simply means that the market always buys from the largest higher low. And it goes up and it makes a higher high. Now, let's zoom out and let's look at the week so far. This week, we saw here, this is the 1 hour that I'm on. Saw here, market came. This is a higher low. Believe it or not, right here, it's going to be a higher low on some bigger time frame. Okay, so you come from here, you go here, you exit, it's a lower high. Okay, this point in time, it goes from here and it goes for a sell. Now people say, well, why didn't you take that sell? Because I am not selling the market. When the market is selling, I am waiting for the points to be made and then I buy again. So notice with all of this sell right here, okay? Notice if you're patient and you came in here, guess what? All of this sell would have been wiped out by today's opening candle. All right? Now, so you go on your larger time frame and you look. On your larger time frame, those are going to be higher lows. So if you look at your 3 hour, okay, that was actually a higher low all the way up to here. Okay, you go to your larger time frame, that's your 4 hour. We're still in higher low territory. This was a higher low from this point in time. Okay, you go all the way up to your daily time frame. I want to say, sorry, your 23-hour time frame. Okay, that's a higher low that finished right here. Now, how do you trade that? Remember, I said you have to look at your largest current higher low, your largest active higher low. So which means on Monday, when this all started, and let's just zoom out so I can show it to you. So let's use the replay tool. So if we came here, okay, this was a lower low on the 1 hour on Monday, okay? Let's look at the 2 hour. Where's the 2 hour on Monday at that point? 2 hours at a low, okay? So remember, I want my biggest higher low. At that point, on Monday, you look at your 3 hour. What position was the 3 hour in? There you go. It was a higher low. So remember, you're taking your higher lows and you're exiting on your higher highs. In the event that it only manages to make a lower high, you take your profit and you wait for another higher low on a bigger time frame. Okay, so going back here, let's just zoom out. Going back, and we go back to our 1 hour time frame. All these points that you see made on my 1 hour time frame, these are entry points. Here, these are exit points. Now, remember, I'm not selling. I'm not taking my sell, okay? And the reason why I'm not taking my sell is that whenever you try to go against the trend, which is a completely bullish trend, okay? When you take a sell, you always forget for the most part, okay? And that is how bear traps are created. So you're in a sell and you totally forgot. You get all happy. You see all of this big sell right here. This is a nice sell. So whoever took the sell and was able to get out, it was a very nice sell. It was probably about 4,000 pips, almost 5,000 pips, right? One move in one session. Great. However, you have to remember to either exit here or exit before. Okay, because if you didn't, look at what happened to you right now. Market actually bought. Okay, came up, it made a high, which means it broke back this minor structure that it broke right here. Then it came here and it made a higher low. Okay, now if you didn't take your sell right now, you're almost in the red. If you managed to take it right here, you're still in a little bit of profit. But if you left it until this morning, guess what? You're in the red. Now you're hoping for the market to come down, which it will. Now, I'm hoping for your sake that the market sells. And I know it will sell. It's going to create another higher low at some point in time. However, instead of taking the sell, I am waiting for these points right here before I buy again. This was actually yesterday's buy that I wanted to mark off. I actually took a buy in this region. I didn't catch it at the bottom. I probably took it round about here yesterday, okay? And I exited this morning. So that was a nice trade. So now I'm out of the markets and now I am waiting. Let me just get this point here real quick. So I'll mark that and then I'm gonna put this point right here just so I know, because I like to track what the market is doing. Because remember, the market does zigzag. Every time you have a zag, you have a zig. Zag, zig. Or you can go zigzag, zigzag, whichever way. Every time you have a high, you must have a corresponding low. Every time you have a corresponding low, you must have a corresponding high. 3 types of highs. Go back and watch the videos that I have posted. You have 3 types of highs, which is a high, a lower high, and a higher high. Same thing with the lows. You have a low, you have a higher low, or a lower low. Any one of those 3 lows must be accompanied by any one of the 3 highs. All right. So in this case, if the market has already made a higher high, what am I now waiting on? Well, I'm waiting on the fact that the market needs to come down and give me another entry. So I'm waiting for a higher low point, and I already know that right here is a support point. Price came here and it retraced. So I know that. Okay. So if price comes and breaks this point, it needs to form a new support area. And the next support area that we have would have been right here. But remember, the market is making higher lows to higher highs. So don't fall into the trap of thinking that the market is going to go into free fall. Remember, every single sell that the market makes, it's only a temporary retracement to create another higher low. So don't get into the trap of thinking that the market is going to sell eternally. No, that is a recipe for disaster and you are going to get trapped. Now look at what is happening here at market open. I just wanted to show you guys. You notice how many times this one candle has turned green. It is now red. It has been green before. Like I said, this is not the area that you want to trade. You do not want to trade in this area. This is consolidation range. The market is just going to keep going up and down, up and down, up and down, and just frustrates the crap out of you. So now is not the time that you want to be entering into a trade. If you were in a trade from here, kudos to you. You're still in profit. If you entered a trade yesterday, if I held my trade yesterday, guess what? I'm still in profit, even with this big drop that happened at market open and the consolidation. I'm still in profit. But I chose to take my profit and wait. Now I'm waiting for the next entry point for me to actually buy again. All right. Couple of things that I just want to point out here. Oh, let me just put my points. So let's copy this point right here. Let's go here. Let's see on my 2-hour that corresponds. Yep. 2-hour, yeah. And then my next point is here. Cloning this point. I'm putting it here as a marker, okay? Is this buy over? Not sure. All right, it's still going on, but I definitely need a higher low before I actually buy again. So if I get it in this session, perfect. If not, I just continue to wait. All right. The more you practice your strategy is the more patient you're going to become. All right. So there's absolutely no need for you to actually be entering a trade right now. You're entering a trade right now. You're either just greedy, stupid, or you literally lack patience. And I suggest that you go and actually study what it is that you're doing some more. The market has to sell to create that higher low. However, for me, I choose not to sell. I choose to wait. So I already took my profits right here at this green line. Okay. So now I'm waiting. So even if the market pushed up, notice I took my profits here, which means if I bought, the market came right here, bought up, I would be in profit, and look at this huge drop. Now I'm in significant loss if I bought right there. So instead of buying here, I wait. Instead of trying to go into a sell, okay, and deal with all of this nonsense that's going on right here, I wait. Okay, so now I'm out of the markets and now I'm waiting for my next signal, which is going to be another higher low. Now, don't ask me which time frame it's going to come on. Your job is to basically monitor your time frames. I've already showed you in videos. I monitor my time frames from 1 all the way up to 23, the 23 hour and beyond. So you are going to have to learn to do some of that work for yourself. Like I said, my next signal that I'm waiting on for another buy is going to be a higher low. Before that, I'm not buying. The market has to sell to go to a higher low. Am I selling the market? Absolutely not. I'm waiting. And the reason why I'm not selling is because of this that you see here over the last 4 hours, this consolidation nonsense. All right. Now, before we go, I just want to point out some of the expert analysis in the Minds Group. Weak and unexpected production negates good chunk of interest rate cut hope. Expect more down. Bullshit. Shut up. Stop commenting. Sit down and learn to wait. Okay? And stop posting garbage. Okay. If it closes above 512, then we buy. Because this can swing and take out buyers as well as entry too early. You know what? If you're looking to buy, you should not be buying right now. You should be waiting. This is not the time for you to be going into any trades. Okay. Of course, TP got smashed on NASDAQ. Clean delivery. Couldn't drop the chart last night since TradingView capped me out. But here's a quick feed. Bias is still bullish. Yes, bias is still bullish. And if you actually got an entry from a higher low, from yesterday's higher low, yes, you're in profit. But one of the things that I will always caution you is whenever you see your highs, don't be afraid to take your profits and wait. The market will come back. It's guaranteed to come back and make a higher low. So don't have FOMO, okay? Pump today, yes, I agree with you, but of course, pumping from the higher lows. Damn, looks like AM about to have a very bad day. Yeah, you think? Well, I'm not sure what it is. Oh, yeah. If you're selling, yes, you're about to have a very bad day. So good luck to you on that. Depending on where your entry is. Of course, like I said, the market will sell, okay, to create a higher low. But always remember this. A higher low is exactly what it says. It's a higher low, which means it does not have to come back and break here. Okay, so be mindful of that. Now let's see. Bro, I was one tick away or whatever. All right. Now for the biggest clown on trading view. Let me see if I find this idiot, Mufasa. Okay. As long as 23442 is not broken, so that will mean we will go further upside at the moment towards 23550. Okay, bro, hush up. The market is 100% bullish. You keep talking nonsense about, oh, selling. Oh, I'm selling. 1 minute you're selling, 1 minute you're buying. Stop talking garbage and just trade the trend. You know, I'm sorry for the people who actually follow you, okay? Because I know the majority of them, their accounts are bleeding right now, okay? Um, you know, the whole thing that I want to point out to you guys is that the market does sell. That's how you get your higher lows. However, I will continue to say the sells are not the major move on the NASDAQ 100. Your buys are your major moves. It doesn't matter how heavy the retracement is, excuse me, it only creates a higher low on your larger time frame. Stop focusing on your 15-minute, your 5-minute, your 1-minute time frames. Guys, there are much bigger time frames on the market. There's the 1 hour all the way up to the 23 hour. And then beyond the 23 hours, there's the daily, there's the weekly, there's the monthly. Guys, stop focusing on your 1-minute time frames. Okay. This idiot talking about, oh, bearish wave, blah, blah, blah. His target, and please make sure you understand his target is 22,980. Okay. Can the price get down there? Absolutely. If it does get down there, guess what? You're only on your 1 hour time frame. If you go to your largest time frame, in this case, if you look at your daily time frame, okay, your daily is still trading at a higher low. Look at your last 2 points. From here, this higher low, it's a higher high, higher low. So the market is in fact making higher lows, higher highs. So anybody who's trying to convince you that the market is going to be selling and it's going to be in free fall, 100% garbage. No excuses, no apologies for that. You're an idiot, you're a clown, you have absolutely no sense, and you should not be giving anybody advice on here. The market is 100% bullish. Learn to wait on your higher lows, trade them to your higher highs, and in the event that you only get a lower high, you take your profit and then you wait. It's as simple as that. All right. So just wanted to, you know, like I said, take some time to show you what was happening. And if you notice, the 1 hour actually now registered a higher low. Okay, the 1 hour registered a higher low. Am I going to be taking this trade right now? No, I'm not going to be rushing it. I've learned over the past years and months and of doing this every single day that every time when the signal is made, that's not the time when you enter the trade. You need to wait for your confirmations. You need to wait to understand what the break and the retest is. When is the right time for you to actually enter the trade? So no rush. Right now, we're just waiting because we know that the market is in fact making higher lows to higher highs. So thank you again for watching, guys. As I mentioned to you before, feel free to follow me on Instagram. You'll actually see me making some posts. Higher lows to higher highs. I am currently out of the markets. I'm currently waiting for the sell, this retracement to be over before I start buying again. All right. Real quick, let me just zoom out. Let's go on the 2 hour and I will show you in a minute. Here we go. There's a lot of consolidation that has been happening over the past 3 weeks. Okay. Just so you know, this is the channel for the 2 hour. It broke out of it temporarily. It's currently out of the channel. However, what you need to understand is that every single high on the NASDAQ 100 will be broken must get broken. So it's only a matter of time before the price comes back, breaks this line, and actually goes above the trend. All right. So thank you again for watching. God, thank you again for your blessings and for your goodness. Please be to everyone watching this video. May they be patient, may they be successful, and may they be able to constantly improve on their process. Thank you. We love you. Amen. All right, guys, take care. Have a good day and see you next time.